right. Welcome everybody. So we ran into Frank here.
I ran into you.
You ran into us?
I ran into you.
Frank ran into us inside the museum here. This is Museum Africa. And he runs a travel tour company called
Honest Travel Experience, yeah.
Honest Travel Experience. Yeah. And so we're just intrigued about this area of Joburg. Again, you know, he ran into us and he's gonna give us a little background and history of this area.
All right, cool. So I think, so welcome to Newtown. So the area is called Newtown. I think everybody else in Joburg or around South Africa refers to it as the home of jazz, because this is pretty much where jazz started. So if you go straight there, there's just right by that robot there, there's the very, very first jazz museum, the first jazz club. And what made that jazz club pretty much famous was the fact that we obviously had this strange thing in South Africa called apartheid, which was segregations of people of different colors. Right. Whereas art, for some reason, found its way to crawl into this horrible space, which was Johannesburg CBD. And then back in the days, I mean, if you look from the skyline, this place was basically just there for business. And people just came here for work. And if you're a person of color, you needed something called a dome pass, which was basically a passport for you to be in town. And your visa was a reason to why you were basically in town. Wow. But for some reason, a lot of the artists started finding their way in within this, and jazz was born. And jazz brought everything else that you're basically going to see here, which is the street arts. So there's the hip hop, everything that music related and creatively started in Newtown. And there was always a saying that if you make it in Newtown, then you can make it anywhere else. Hey. So this is where everybody else came to basically chase their dream from pretty much everywhere around the country. So you met producers, you just didn't know who you could meet across the road, you know, from the likes of like Brenda Fassie that left the township to move through the place. So artistically, this is like an artist's heaven. I think you guys have also just came into a beautiful time that Newtown is going through, which is like the revamp that's currently happening. So all these new pieces, there's about 8 new attractions that have been put within the place, which is pretty much new. So you're gonna see a piano, celebrating some of the greatest pianists that we here. And then over there as well, you're gonna see there's a saxophone over there. It's another piece of art just behind there.
Okay.
So that's another saxophone that is
the metalwork.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then behind you here, you're gonna see the legends of jazz, which is the murals on these pillars. So there's about 6 of them that they've put there as well.
Nice.
And there's also the Jazz Walk of Fame if you walk forward there. Yes. So this small little area has so much to pretty much offer. You know what I mean? From Market Theatre right behind you as well, which is the first arts performing center where people of color were first allowed. So there's quite a lot to see within Newtown as well. And yeah, unfortunately, unlike just like most places in Joburg, it's the place that everybody tells you to skip and not to go to, you know, because of obviously the crime and what's not, you know. But on this side as well, it's very, very walkable. I mean, you guys have been doing it on your own as well, so it's very, very walk-friendly around the neighborhood as well. And they've also just added a lot of police visibility, which makes the biggest difference. So currently, we're just looking forward to what the new town will basically look like.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So I know it's a work in progress. So when do you think everything will be like completed as far as the hip hop museum and the other projects going on in the area?
So I think obviously COVID slowed down a lot of stuff, and the work is already in progress. And I think that's what makes Joburg beautiful. It's always constantly reinvents itself in different ways. So I think right now we're just looking at the finished product. I mean, this project just finished.
This is finished.
This is finished. You know, the museum's also just they just also recently just opened, and they're working on their ways to obviously bring stuff back as well. You know, we went to check out Sabona as well, which is the science museum. It's also coming up as well. Nice. So a lot of the sites are reopening again, and I think a lot of people are now more comfortable with traveling around again and seeing museum again. So we're starting to see a lot of stuff reopen again. So in the next 2-3 months, I think we should be pretty much ready to go.
Ooh, nice. All right.
Man, you did a very good job explaining everything. Yeah.
No, it's just like I try to like summarize like there's just like a lot to talk about within the area. Like there's like so much. And I think that hip hop museum gives you an idea of how like it gives you the journey throughout the whole thing. So I just wish you guys could see the whole thing. But like it gives you the journey from like the African instrumentals being transformed into like different stuff, inclusion of rock and all that stuff, the fusing, how these guys just were able to put all this stuff together. It's like mind blowing. It's mind blowing, and yeah. But there's a lot of like music festivals that are hosted within the area. It's still home to the artists. I mean, Cotton Fest is the biggest hip hop festival that we have around here. There's a jazz festival that also still happens as well. So there's still a lot of stuff that still happens within the city. Regardless of its reputation, people are still wanting to like explore and see stuff as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
So we want to say thank you, Frank, for your time.
No worries,
It's a
no worries.
pleasure meeting you,
No
and I'm
worries.
sure we'll be in touch with you. Yes.
Cool. No worries. I'll
Thank
I'll
you.
send you guys some recommendation of other stuff that you can go and see as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's always good to like discover stuff on your own. Not being that into
Right.
the
It's
immersive
fun.
part of it. Like,
Yeah.
don't let anyone take that away from you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Frank.
Yeah, family. So we're inside the Museum of Africa, and we're going to the South African Hip Hop Museum part. Yes.
My name is Osmic Menoe from a company called Ritual Media Group, RMG. You guys are down here at the South African Hip Hop Museum, launching September sometime, but as you can see, the space is functional. And do remember, once this is open, it becomes the first hip hop museum in the world.
Yeah.
So Bronx, Brooklyn, you know, we 10 up on y'all. We 10 up on y'all. Graffiti, we even build a train.
Okay.
We build a train as well here, so the train will have like literally the original train bombers coming to actually bomb the train. And what we'll do is we'll have obviously screens inside where you step in and you see the documentaries throughout the screen, but you have the original actual graffiti bombers that bomb the train.
Oh, that's dope.
So we got all these different sections that obviously zoom into everything culture, whether it's the record labels, the independents, whether it's the different brands that have actually helped the culture, leaders, all these things. This talks about obviously the media spaces.
Okay.
You know, from us here being influenced by a source or whatever, down to some of our actual media, whether it be Hype Magazine and you know, all these different media platforms. Obviously the section is about events and clubs and you know, all those key places. That's gonna be called a room of remembrance. All the photo homies. And the space then culminates into a fully, as you've seen in the front, it's an educational space where we do workshops.
Okay.
Right now there's a production workshop, so the guy who's hitting it, most of the big albums he's recorded, engineered them.
Okay.
And there's a recording studio and a facility open to public.
Nice. So this is like the museum / school of hip hop.
For everything.
Man. Nice.
So
Oh, you have a whole studio.
A whole recording studio. With an edit suite facility even that we'll be building in that other room there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the South African Hip Hop Museum.
Yeah, so this is in transition to becoming the first South African Hip Hop Museum. Yes. And this museum is basically to preserve the South African hip hop culture, which is smart.
Somebody online asked us to come check this place out. I'm glad we did. We met the founder of the museum, and they're still kind of putting it together, so it's blank slate. They're still putting everything together, and it's really not officially open to the public, but we got a chance to be behind the scenes and see them, you know, what they've done thus far. That's great. So this is good. This is good.
It's gonna be nice when they finish everything.
This is actually a class where they're teaching how to like produce music and things of that nature.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Mixing workshop.
Yeah, family, so that is the Hip Hop Museum, which is located inside the Museum of Africa, family. We love y'all, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And we the unapologetic Nomads, and we unapologetically
Nomadic.
Nomadic.